And now the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has released new rules for digital assets as part of its effort to regulate digital virtual assets such as bitcoins and NFTs. This is contained in a recently released document titled New Rules on Issuance, Offering Platforms and Custody of Digital Assets, essentially legalizing digital assets such as cryptocurrencies in Nigeria. The new regulation creates roles for different players in the digital asset space, each playing a key role in the new sector. The rules apply to all platforms that support the trading, exchange, and transfer of virtual assets. All issuers and sponsors of virtual digital assets, including international and non-residential issuers and sponsors, and any operator that aggressively targets Nigerian investors. That's what the new rule is targeted at. Well, digital asset players will now include digital asset offering platforms, digital asset custodians, virtual asset service providers, and digital asset exchange. Well, according to many, this development will open up a new market investment opportunity in the digital asset space. Well, let's get talking now. Dr. Leke Ebenezer is an economist. He joins us via the telephone now. Thank you for your time, Doctor.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay. So the new SEC regulation on digital asset trading creates roles for different players in the digital asset space, but they're each playing a key role in the new sector. Now, recall the CBN had in February last year banned commercial banks from trading in cryptocurrencies. So let me ask you, is this a game over for the CBN or a game changer for the sector?
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much for that question. It is a game changer and also an enhancing factor for the sector. Of course, it's not going to decrease the efficiency of the sector. Rather, it will boost the effectiveness and efficiency of transactions and the sector and the economy at large. Given the fact that, the regulation of the digital assets, of course, will be done by the federal government through the CBN and SEC, and of course, all the parameters that will help the regulation to efficiently and positively increase the performance of the sector have already been put in place. And so that's why there are guidelines as to how the digital asset players can, perform their duties in the market, and also how it will not affect the traditional banking system or transaction that we have currently.
So it's SEC policy not in conflict with the ban. If you look at this, yes, it's a market that the Security and Exchange Commission is trying to create, but again, it's also going to give license to people to start trading in cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin as well. So is this policy not, or this new regulation not in conflict with the existing ban?
No, it's not in conflict in the sense that I've said it. You see, the regulations that are made, they have a lot of caveats. For example, the digital asset player are basically four, which is the digital asset offering platforms, where you can really do the transaction between the buyer and the seller, let me put it that way. And then you have the digital asset custodian. And then you also have the virtual asset service provider, the people that will be 247 online for you to do any transaction that has to do with digital currency. And of course, the digital asset exchange, just like your bureau de change that you have for traditional banking. So all of the rules that are guiding these four major players are clearly stated and agreed upon before coming out of this arrangement. And of course, all the infringements that can affect the banking system or our traditional banking have been totally removed. So, as it were, there are no conflicts when you look at it from the regulatory angle, because all those conflicts that can arise have been, sorted out before SEC can now come out with this final policy document as to how digital assets is to be regulated in Nigeria.
This new regulation sort of open up a new market or a new sector. Instead of trading securities on the exchange and, of course, doing it with paperwork, it's now going to be digital. So this is, of course, a new innovation, if you prefer to address it that way. Let's look at the opportunities and how we can maximize these. And perhaps we have to provide a little background to this as we take a look at key highlight of this regulation and, of course, this sector. For instance, if someone for a digital asset offering platform looking to operate in the market, SEC requires that they file and pay an application fee of 100,000, processing fee of 300,000, and a registration fee of 30 million. So they will also need to have a minimum paid up capital of 500 million naira and will be required to provide a current fidelity bond covering about 25% of the minimum paid up capital as stipulated by the Commission's rules and regulations. That's what these new rules includes, especially if you are going to operate as a digital asset offering platform. So how do you think this market is opening up, and how much of opportunity and investment can we create as regard attracting more investment portfolio into Nigerian space, investment space as well? So what are the opportunities here?
Okay, thank you very much. The opportunities are so enormous. If you look at the three components in any economy, by saying three components, I mean individual, businesses, and then the government. Generally, in economics, the goal of every individual is utility maximization, and the goal of every business is profit maximization, and the goal of every government is welfare maximization. And if you look at the introduction of this digital currency and its regulation in Nigeria, all of those primary goals of the three components of the economy will be satisfied. If you look at it from the angle of individual, this will help a lot in terms of, investment. An average individual in any economy at every given point, if they want to meet up with the level of, with the standard of living, one thing they have to do is investment. And for them to be able to do investment, that source of investment must be guaranteed. And that has been the challenge in Nigeria. An average person in Nigeria, perhaps, that is willing to invest is not having enough confidence in the capital market. Why? Because there are a lot of political factors and all other related interests that affect that market. But for digital currency, it is safer because of the transfer of transactions are in codes, and because of that, your investments are safer. And so you are sure that no matter how much you invest in that platform, nobody will wake up one day and then take all your money away, or no government will wake up one day, make one policy, and then it will wipe away all your money. So for businesses, it will help them because the primary goal of the market is to be able to channel surplus funds to the deficit unit of the economy.
Oh, okay.
So
Let me quickly come in.
Here and there,
Yeah, pardon me to jump in here. Let me ask you, how significant do you think SEC involvement in the digital asset market in Nigeria will impact or open up this space to be able to address the issue of fraud? That's one. On the second hand, as we wrap up now, did you think that with this initiative, the Security and Exchange Commission came late to the party?
Yeah, starting from the second question, I want to believe that we came late. And why I said came late is because, when this thing, the cryptocurrency thing is becoming so serious, the digital assets is gaining ground. We're supposed to have key in and then go through our learning curve so that we can get some things right by now. But now that we are just coming in, definitely we are going to have our learning curves. And so the SEC perhaps may not be able to manage some of those learning curves at the initial stage, but then I want to believe that as they are trying to adjust, they are going to get things right, because they are going to have some issues that they did not plan for in regulating this digital asset. That's to answer the second question. And then for the fourth question, I want to believe that for SEC to be able to perform their regulatory role very well, or let me say government, there has to be a lot of collaboration. It's not something you try to say they just want to be regulating it on their own. And why I said there has to be collaboration is because that collaboration will help to see some loopholes that can come in the future in this digital asset management. And then when they identify some of those holes, they'll be able to block them so that will not have a negative effect on digital asset management in Nigeria.
It's all right. I think we'll have to leave it there. Dr. Leke Ebenezer is an economist. Thank you for your time on Business Breakfast. We appreciate your time, kindly.
Thank you for having me.